But now we're going to talk transfers. We're less than a week away from the transfer window opening for a 10-day period, and we could see some famous names make moves. Speaking of famous names, our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, is here. Kaveh, good to see you. Bruno Fernandes, he's a pretty famous name. Is he on the move?
Well, he could be. Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal really want to sign him, and they're playing in the Club World Cup next month, so they can use this window from June the 1st to June the 10th to sign him. But Manchester United have made their position very clear. They don't want to sell the player. But you and I both know the way the football business works. Every player does have his price. And there are reports that Al Hilal are willing to pay £100 million for him and give him an incredible tax-free long-term contract as well. So I think in the next few days, there is a real decision for Manchester United to make, because the clock is ticking. Al Hilal want to sign players for the Club World Cup. That's
interesting. Well, Ruben Amorim is in Kuala Lumpur with his United team. They're on that post-season tour. He was asked whether they'll be busy this summer in the market.
I have to say that for us not to be in the Champions League could be an advantage to perform well, to perform better, to prepare better the games, to build that core that we need for the future. So I think it's a good thing for us to take advantage, not to have European games.
So he's telling us not to expect much. How can they get Matheus Cunha through the door then?
Well, look, I think Matheus Cunha wants to play for Manchester United. That's the important thing. And also he has this release clause in his contract, around £62 million. Now, if United decide to trigger that release clause, they're not going to be paying the £62 million up front. They will pay it in 3 instalments, each around £21 million. So that transfer fee will be paid over 3 years. I know United's finances aren't great at the moment. Obviously, like a lot of clubs as well, they have PSR concerns. They've missed out on the Champions League. That could cost them around £100 million in lost revenue. But players could be leaving. Manchester United is still a big club. They generate a lot of income. So I think they will be busy in the market this summer. But obviously, they are not going to be throwing money around. They have to be very careful when it comes to their spending.
Talk to me about one of their former players, Cristiano Ronaldo. Is he going to the Club World Cup?
Well, this is a really interesting story because Ronaldo plays for Al Nassr. His contract runs out at the end of next month. Last night, he was playing for Al Nassr. Guess what? He scored again. I think his 800th career goal. But after the game, he put up this rather cryptic message on social media saying this chapter is over. The story continues, ? Now, the big question is he going to sign a new contract at Al Nassr? There have been lots of talks, no news yet. Or will he try and play in the Club World Cup next month? Now, FIFA have done everything possible to try and get all the world's big star players to play in this tournament. You've mentioned it. There's this special transfer window from the 1st of June to the 10th of June. So he could sign a short-term contract. For instance, he could sign for Al Ahly. They are playing in the Club World Cup. Riyadh rivals of Al Nassr, his present club, who are not playing in the Club World Cup. Other options, for instance, there's been lots of talk that he may move to the Brazilian club, Botafogo. Now, they became champions of South America for the first time in December. Lots of links in the Brazilian media with Ronaldo. That could be a possibility. Guess what? Some of his former clubs are also playing in the Club World Cup as well. Real Madrid, Juventus. So we know Lionel Messi is playing in the Club World Cup. Will we also have Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the Club World Cup? I think it's a real possibility now, depending on how you interpret his cryptic message on social media last night.
Obviously, if he goes, ticket sales will go through the roof. Is that what it's all about, to get him there?
You're so cynical, Mike. Every weekday around this time, you ask me a cynical question. But no. To be honest, you do make a very good point. FIFA have already got Lionel Messi into the tournament. Now, getting Ronaldo would be a major boost. I think he is probably up there with Lionel Messi in the United States as the most famous soccer player, as they would call him. It is an open secret. If you've got Cristiano Ronaldo playing in the Club World Cup, it would put more bums on seats. It would also get more people watching the tournament on TV. And last week, Gianni Infantino, in a very, very rare interview, the FIFA president did admit that he thought that there were quite a few clubs behind the scenes trying to sign Ronaldo for the Club World Cup.
I bet they are. Before you go, I want to talk Liverpool. Jeremy Frimpong, we've shown images of his private jet arriving. How close is that deal to being done?
Well, I mean, first of all, it feels a bit strange to be talking about transfers and Liverpool, considering what is happening in Liverpool at the moment. But Jeremy Frimpong has flown in to finalise his move to Liverpool. We can see pictures there of him flying in by private jet. Now, he will be Liverpool's first signing of the summer. He's a brilliant player. Bayer Leverkusen, he had this release clause in his contract, 35 million euros, which Liverpool have decided to activate. He plays predominantly as a right wing back, can also play further forward on the right wing. So some people are thinking he's coming in as a ready-made replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not so sure, because Liverpool have still got Conor Bradley as well.
And I think the two of them, players.
Yeah, different players, and I think the two of them could play in the same side. What I think we'll be talking about in the next few days is one of his teammates following him to Anfield.
Go on.
Florian Wirtz. We've been talking about the fact that Liverpool thought he was either going to stay at Bayer Leverkusen or move to Bayern Munich. Then at the end of last week, they started getting indications from his camp that he actually wants to come to Liverpool. Liverpool are now in talks with Bayer Leverkusen. Obviously, they've been in talks with Bayer Leverkusen as well over Jeremy Frimpong. I think the next few days we may well see developments about Florian Wirtz moving to Liverpool. And if that happens, that could be a British transfer record, because Bayer Leverkusen value him at up to 150